I'm here today to do a little video, a couple of little videos, where I usually did my weekly watches or my monthly watches, but what I'm going to do, because I haven't really done any videos this year at all, other than a couple of cinema trips, I'm going to go over February and March and the films I watched that I enjoyed, and then I'm going to talk about horrors that I've watched this year in a separate video. So first off, let's kick off about movies I watched in February that I really enjoyed. Um, One's not listed there. I maybe watched it in January. I'm going to talk about two first, which are The Brutalist and Honora, because they did so well at the Oscars. I do not get the fuss with Honora at all. It really seemed to me like someone's, like first attempt. Was it a first directorial debut? I'm not sure. Start off, I'm not going to go into actors, actresses, directors, or any of that information because people have already reviewed all these movies. I'm just giving you a quick what I thought. I thought Honora was okay. I really don't get the fuss. I don't get why it's winning awards. I don't understand. Every character in it was repugnant other than one person, and I know that's the point, guys, but if you know me at all, you will know that I need to get behind someone. I need to care about characters. I need to be, for me, the main draw for a movie is, do I care? Do I feel? And with Honora, I felt bored most of the time. I was waiting for something more. I didn't think it was a bad film, but do I think it's Oscar worthy? No, I thought it was pretty average. It's obviously not my kind of movie. I watched it with my husband and he felt very similarly about it, so not entirely sure. Now, The Brutalist, if you know me at all, you will know I'm a massive Adrian Brody fan. I think he's a fabulous actor and pretty damn handsome to boot. It was a very good film, very well filmed, very well filmed. Well, I don't know what, fantastic cinematography. Very well acted. Something's just come through our letterbox and the dog's barking. Guy Pearce was fabulous in this. Again, I did think it was a very good movie, but I think it was too long and it did bore me a bit. Now, I did give it a 3.5 out of 5, admittedly, because I recognise it's a very well made movie. It's very well acted. I liked sort of where we went with it. It had very challenging subject matter in places. But I want a movie to do really well at the Oscars that just really entertains and pulls me in, and don't always give everything to the highbrow movies that sort of like appeal to the critics. What about the people? I am absolutely devastated that The Substance didn't do better, that Demi Moore didn't get that Oscar, which I definitely feel she deserved. The Substance was something entirely different, entirely fresh, fantastic storyline, really well acted. It was just marvelous across the board, and I don't know, The Brutalist, yeah, is a fantastic movie. Honora beat The Brutalist. I mean, it doesn't even figure with me. I don't get it. So yeah, the Honora, nah. The Brutalist, very good, but bored me a bit. The Substance, obviously amazing. So also in February, I watched, against better judgment, A Better Man, the Robbie Williams film. Right, I'm not a Robbie Williams fan. I was never a Take That fan. You'd be surprised to know. I watched this because so many people were talking about it and saying it was really good, and I thought, right, okay, we'll watch it and see what it's like, and I loved it. I thought it was really entertaining. I loved the musical pieces in it. Even though I'm not a fan of the band per se, I do know all the tracks. I did really enjoy the inclusion of the music. I loved the big scene on Oxford Street. I thought it was fabulous. It also was really deep. I found the relationship with his family and the dynamics of that with his father and his gran and his mum really interesting, and it was really a peek into his life and being with a band and what it was like, and the dynamic between him and Gary Barlow, which people talked about for many years. But massive thumbs up for Better Man. If you haven't seen it yet and you think, nah, it's not for me, I didn't think it was for me, but I came away really, really enjoying A Better Man. Is it called Better Man or A Better? Anyway, Better Man. I give that a 4 out of 5. Next, I'm going to talk about September 5th. Now, this is another film about the Munich Olympics, where, do I say what happened in case you haven't seen it? Right, something happened at the Munich Olympics back in the 70s, where some athletes were taken hostage. I'm not going to say what happens, but it's a true story. Most people do know the story. It has been done before, but this movie does it from the newsroom. It does it from the people that are broadcasting, and they are broadcasting live as things happen. It's very tense. It's all more or less in the same place. Very small cast. I really, really enjoyed this. If you don't mind things that are a little bit slow going, about the dynamics of what's going on behind the scenes, about them trying to keep people updated as to what's happening. No one knows what's happening. This is back in the 70s. We didn't have the internet to like be updated as to what's going on. So people at home were watching all of this unfold live with these terrorists and the hostages. I won't tell you any of the politics, why we have hostages, what happens in the end, but it's a different view of a story that's being told quite a few times from the hostages' perspective, letting you see what happens sort of like from the middle of the action. This is from outside of the action, but the people that are trying to show the world what's happening, but not too much of what's happening. I thought it was excellent, very good. Next, a surprising one for me, The Gorge. This is one that people are either really liking or really hating. I personally really enjoyed this. It follows two individuals, a male and a female, who are on different towers on each side of a gorge. They're employed by, is it the army or the government? Either way, one of the two. And they have to keep what's in that gorge and not let it out. This is a sci-fi horror of sorts. They're forbidden from contacting the person on the opposite. They're like right across the way, but obviously with a young attractive male, a young attractive female, they're going to spot each other. A romance ensues and things happen which take them into the gorge to come face to face with what they're trying to keep in there. I really enjoyed this. I thought it was very light. I thought it was very entertaining. I really liked the things that we're trying to keep in there. I like the idea behind it. I know a lot of people hated it. Sometimes I want to watch something and be entertained and not have to think too much and not have to be judging too much on, is there too much CGI? What does this look? It was just easy to watch. Again, if you know me, you will know I'm not a big romance fan. This is the kind of movie that I enjoy the romance in. When it's put in along with something else, it's not just about the romance. It's about something else happening, and that happens to be a byproduct of that. So yeah, The Gorge, I really, really enjoyed. Big thumbs up. And the last one I will talk about in this video for February that I watched and really enjoyed was, now there are some more, sorry to interrupt myself, horrors that I watched in February, but I've put all the horrors together to talk about in one film. So the ones I've talked about just now are the non-horrors. The Gorge, sci-fi. The last one I want to talk about is called Marvelous. This was recommended by Sammy G from Sammy G's World of Cinema. This is, believe it or not, a movie sort of centered around football. Not a football fan. But this is a true story. We do have clips of the actual person that this is about. Sammy G loves this movie, and I thought, right, I need to watch this. It's set in the north of England. It's very gritty. It's very typically British. And we follow this guy who, I think one of the lines is he just decided to be happy, and he was, or something like that. But he has some kind of additional needs. All he has in his life is his mother. He is working with a circus, traveling around with him, but that comes to an end and he finds himself back at home. And he supports a football team, and he wants to work with this football team. And we sort of like feel that he has all these massive hopes and dreams that are never going to come to anything. He's sort of like living in cloud cuckoo land. But this movie follows how things develop, and he maybe finds himself in a position that we, the audience, never quite saw coming. The fact that this is all true and this all happened, and there are some little clips within the movie of the real footage, which was just fantastic. This is a real heartwarming, sweet, just beautiful movie about a very unique individual that I heartily recommend to anyone that enjoys gritty British movies. This has sad bits in, but mostly it's a very feel-good, lovely movie, but it is quintessentially gritty Northern British. So if you like that kind of thing, definitely check out the movie Marvelous. It was marvelous. So there we go. That is what I've watched non-horror February. I'm going to do another video covering March that I'll put up in a few days, and I will do a video covering the horrors that I've watched this year and what I thought of them. So thank you for watching, guys. I may be a bit sporadic on and off. As you know, I'm kind of looking after my parents. I'm not even going to go into it. You're sick listening to me whinging. But I am pretty busy away from things, so I am trying to get back to it slowly. But I've just grabbed a little bit of time I got today to try and get kind of up to date. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and I shall speak to you next time. Over and out from Lisa Loves.